Good morning. I'm Ashley with askashley.life. And yesterday I took the liberty of being in my robe to do a video, and that was for historical accuracy purposes. And I kind of dig it. I kind of like starting my day off with doing a video and sharing a cup of coffee with you. And of course, I have to name it something so that it's cool. So I think I'm just going to call it Two Cups and a Chat. So I want to talk about Thanksgiving and how to successfully invite those that either don't have plans for the holiday or can't have plans for the holiday. And here's what I mean by can't have plans for the holiday. We have neighbors all around us that have many reasons why just the idea of going to a Thanksgiving dinner with people, especially strangers, can be overwhelming. It could be due to PTSD, social anxiety, being an alcoholic or recovering alcoholic, or food allergies, etc. There's thousands of reasons why people feel uncomfortable about going to family or going to a neighbor's for Thanksgiving. And for some reason, when we invite somebody to our holiday dinner, we tend to take it personally if they decline. And then we tend to insist that they come. And what I mean by that is thoughts or sayings like, "Oh, you don't want to be alone on holidays. I just breaks my heart, and if I would have known, I would have invited you sooner," and all these pity related phrases, which it just makes it worse for that individual. And so some of the ways that you can ease the pain for those that want to go but can't go, don't make it about you. That's the first thing. So the first thing is don't make it about you. Try to prepare them for being there in advance as much as possible. And here's what I mean by that. It's really difficult if you have social anxiety and you walk into a house full of people that you don't know, and you are immediately introduced to everybody, and you are bombarded out of politeness and inclusivity by your guests with all sorts of questions about what do you do and where are you from and why don't you have any family, etc. And that can be overwhelming. And then the other piece of it is there's a lot of random noises during those days. There are the doorbells ringing and timers going off and kids running around, and sometimes just all of those random noises collected together in such a short period of time can send somebody to a very uncomfortable zone. So that's not something that's your fault. There's something wrong with you. It's just something wrong for, not with, but for that person, where they don't have as an enjoyable of time as other people do, simply because they're just not wired that way. So the fact that they decide to accept your offer and walk through that door, that could be the bravest thing that person has done since yesterday, a week ago, a year ago, a decade ago. And sometimes we get so caught up in what the norm is that we forget that everybody has a story, and we forget that that we don't know what their win is for the day. And whatever their win is for the day should be celebrated. So helping somebody who has social anxiety or PTSD to be able to be as comfortable as possible could involve creating an exit strategy in advance, showing them the back door and saying, "Hey, you know what? If this gets to be too much, just go on out that back door. I'll cover for you if I see that you're gone. What would you like for me to say to people?" Maybe it's, "Oh, he had to go take a call," or maybe, "Oh, he had to go take care of something right quick." But whatever that individual tells you that they wish for their story to be to your guess as to why they just kind of disappeared, you got to stick to it. They have to be able to trust that you've got their back. The other thing to share with them is, hey, you know what? If you need to go, that's cool. But you don't have to stay gone. If you need to leave to kind of gather yourself and you want to come back, come on back. You can come and go as you please. Just knowing where and how to exit a situation if things become too much can actually lessen their anxiety. Something else that you could do too is that, you know, when you pick up that phone to invite them, and it's not too late to invite people, because guess what? If people don't have plans and you call them last minute, they're not going to say, hey, I have plans, because, well, hopefully you see the logic in that. So call somebody up today that's a neighbor and let them know, hey, you know what? We're going to have dinner tomorrow at noon, and I know you don't have any plans, and if you would like plans, I would love to have you. And sometimes what will pop out of their head is, oh, no, I'm fine. And the challenge with that is that sometimes people are so quick to say, no, I'm fine, it's a defense mechanism, that it just pops out of their mouth automatically. And then we don't always allow the room for them to recover from that. And sometimes they feel like they can't recover from that. They already declined your offer and they don't want to seem weird and, you know, whatever. Again, it's about making them feel as comfortable as possible. So if they decline, you know, it's okay to say, well, just to let you know, these are the things that I've already thought about. If that would help make it easier, I've already thought about how if you need to just go, you know, these are some options. What do you think? It could be, you know what, we're having a super small gathering tomorrow morning for breakfast, so 9 a.m., and it's just the family, like your regular group of neighbors, people that they already know, people that they're not going to get bombarded with. How would you like to just join us for breakfast? So they still get to have some time with some friends celebrating this holiday, but it's on their scale that they're able to do. So for those that do want to share the holidays with somebody, and they're not sharing them with somebody, extend an invite. I mean, worst case scenario, and this is what I tell all my clients, worst case scenario is somebody says no, but there's no harm in trying. So just please provide people space to be who they need and how they need to be, and take that focus off of you and your comfort level. Oh, here's another thing. So when somebody is on the quiet side and they're in your home and they're surrounded by lots of people, sometimes we feel the need to break the ice, and we start sharing on that person's behalf to kind of get the conversation rolling. Now, again, we do it to be inclusive, and we do it because that's what our manners, that's how we've been taught. Unfortunately, what happens is it can actually make things worse, and here's what I mean by that. Everybody has a story, and we don't know what their real story always is. We might think we know, but we don't. And so when you start to share their story for you, I'm sure now that you're thinking about it, you can see why that could be a problem, and that could lead guests down to the road of asking more questions that just paints them in the picture. And I'm going to share this. Going to the holidays of a boyfriend was always dreaded for me. Not because I can't hold a conversation or because I'm shy. I'm not shy. But because I knew I was going to get asked about my family. Where are you from? Where's your family? And, you know, I have spent all of my adult life trying not to answer that question. I hate that question. I think that people hate that they asked me after they asked me that question. Um, just because my story and my family, it's not a happy one. It's how I became who I am, and I'm good with that, and I'm putting that to use for other people. But it is not a conversation I look forward to having. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, and don't fill in the blanks for them. If they take a while to answer questions or to respond, give them that space. Maybe something that you can do to help make them feel a little bit more comfortable is physically giving them space. So, for example, you know, if they want to be off by the sidelines and they have a place that's, you know, allows them to physically be on the sidelines, allow that space. It's okay. It's, again, it's not personal. And for them to be in that room could be a really big deal for them and could make a huge difference for that individual. And if they decide to come out of their shell, they will. But there's a reason why they have that shell. So if they show up and they're brave and they are invited to play games and they just are like, oh no, I'm good. Allow them that space. Don't nag at them. Don't ask them several times. You know, these are grown-up people that you're speaking to. They heard you the first time and they respectfully declined. And, you know, the repetitive action or repetitive asking, when they finally give in and they say, yes, we win. Oh, we're awesome. We got them to participate. But what we fail to even realize is the cost to them. Sometimes people realize that if they go to a holiday dinner for 3 hours with complete strangers, it might take them 3 days to recoup from that. And if you've never been in that situation, then that's awesome. I'm so happy for you, as are they. But giving them that space is paramount to their well-being. If you have somebody who cannot be out because of a compromised immune system or for other reasons, you know, or any of the other reasons I've already mentioned, you know, ask for permission. And I mean ask for permission because there's a reason why they're alone and require their space. And so showing up on their door might make you feel really good about yourself. But the fact is it's still invading their space that they already made clear that they needed. So ask for permission and just say, hey, Joe, I know that you're going to be spending the holidays solo tomorrow, and I want to include you. Would you mind if I brought you a plate of food around the time of when we sit down to eat? Not a plate of leftovers, not an afterthought. And the reason why I say at the same time is because it can allow and encourage that person to feel like even though they're there and you're there at your place, that they're still kind of together, right? So they're still participating in their own way that they can. And it's important to ask them and not assume and take them everything that you've got. You know, we have some neighbors who are, they have trauma. They have trauma from the holidays. Maybe they're a victim of domestic violence, and I like to say survivor of domestic violence, but it depends on where you're at in life right now. Maybe they lived in a household with domestic violence. Sometimes smells from holidays can bring back PTSD. Sometimes sounds from holidays can bring back PTSD. So before you pack up all the yumminess that you worked really hard to make, if your goal is to share your blessings with other people, just make sure that those blessings don't take away some of their peace for the day. And I'm not saying walk on eggshells. That's not what I'm saying, because we can't live like that. What I'm saying is you might not be aware of what their story is. And, if you're reaching out, then chances are you're probably a pretty good human being, and that you genuinely care about the other person. So this message is about giving you ways of how to help care in the way that they need to be cared for. Something else to keep in mind is don't fuss over them. Oh, hey, would you like some more turkey? No, I'm good. No, come on, there's plenty of turkey. Have some. No, I'm good. Right? So typically somebody who is hesitant to visit a large group of people, they don't want attention drawn to them. And again, you're not doing it out of thoughtlessness. You're doing it to let them know that you want them to be there. But the fact that you extended that invite to them, hey, we really would like to have you over for the holidays tomorrow. Would you join us? That is your statement that tells them that you want them to be there. And we just kind of need to let people be a little bit more than what we give space for. So those are just some things to think about for today and for tomorrow. And I think I'm going to do this a little bit more often. I've only had half a cup because I've been busy yapping. So I am going to go get my other cup. And I hope that today and tomorrow brings you the blessings that you look forward to each year. And if you like this, then please take a moment to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the video. I can use all of your support that I can possibly get. If you want to help those that are in need regarding safety and security, and you want to help support my mission of Safety 360, which is to empower individuals to alleviate fear by making safety and security accessible to all, not just those that can afford it, please go visit my GoFundMe. It is a business GoFundMe, and make your contribution there, or visit my website and purchase services or products. I hope that you have a fantastic day, and stay curious and kind. Till next time.